Morning, I'm great.
Good.
Actually.
It's one to get you all woken up and perky
Certainly
in the
is.
morning, isn't it?
I know. I happened to wake up very early anyway, so it worked out.
Good.
Yeah.
Have you just arrived then? Because people tend to get their internal body clock all kind of confused.
We've been here for about 4 days. We started off in London, so. But yeah, I'm awake and ready. So.
Good. 10 years in the whirlwind of pop stardom. You must be getting used to it by now.
Yeah, I mean, and we've been going pretty hard for 10 years. So yeah, it's, you know, used to like the promoting and the touring and recording. So I love that when it's natural and.
Because people, I wasn't aware. I knew you were the first American Idol. I didn't realise that then you became World Idol after that.
World Idol.
We did
Yeah, like this. It was like the 2003, I think. They did like a world because the show is so massively popular in several different countries. So in all the different territories, all the winners came together and did a show as well.
And you won.
No,
Did
I
you
didn't.
not?
No.
I thought you did.
No, that's why I was like, what are you talking about at first? And then, I think his name was Kurt. I want to say it's Kurt from like Sweden or something. He sounded just like Bono. It was ridiculous. Yeah.
But you've probably done pretty well without having won that particular accolade.
Yeah. I mean, and all of us
American Idol and 20 million hours and all the rest of it is all enough for you.
Oh, no, yeah. And honestly, that, you know, that's a good example of like, we were all just excited to perform for different countries because, you know, the world was kind of tuning in. The show like showed everywhere. So, you know, for a girl from Burleson, Texas, that's cool to be like played in Israel. Like, you know, I never got, you know, had the chance to do that. So.
But having endurance in the pop business is quite an achievement anyway, in the sense that especially these competitions like we have X Factor here now, but we have
The Voice. We have a lot of them.
It tends to produce a certain sort of voice and style. But you, listening to your material, strikes me as different because you have what I would call, and I hope you take this in the nicest possible way.
I hope I do too. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, you have a really good sort of female rock voice.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, that's a compliment. That would never be an insult. Yeah. No, thank you. Yeah. Well, that's funny because I grew up singing like classical, so that's way cooler.
Okay.
When you're a kid, you want to be a rock star, not a classical star. Although I enjoy it now, but yeah.
So sometimes when people have won reality competitions like that quite a long time ago, and 10 years is quite a long time ago now, they think, do you know what? I wonder what it would be like if I was up there now, and I wonder if, you know, the competition would be different. I mean, some people complain that there's sort of a lack of talent now. Others say that the standards are much higher. How do you think you would get on now?
Well, I always joke because one of my friends is a judge on The Voice. It's a different kind of show, and they have these blind auditions, and so they can't see you. So I always joke with my friend, he's a judge on it, or like a mentor on it, that I want to go on there. I just want to see if I can get people to turn around. It's like a challenge. So no, I would love it. I love auditioning, and I love competition in general. I just think it's fun. So.
Because that is the key feature of The Voice, as you say, is the fact that the image isn't important.
It's not leading it. Yeah, it's more of they're blind auditions in the beginning. So I think that that's why it's caught on like fire in the States. Like people love that. But you can't tell like what's going on behind you. You just really are listening to the voice.
But do you think that there is, you know, there's so much pressure on those who can sing brilliantly but maybe don't fit the mold?
Oh, I think that's been going on for years. You know, I mean, I think that's nothing new, and that's very much the industry, and I think that's why it's kind of a breath of fresh air, like with The Voice. I think people, it's just exciting to be like, I mean, you turn around and it's this little white dude that it like sounds like a big black soulful man, like, and you're like, how? I would never have thought that was going to come out of you, you know. So I think that's what's so captivating about the idea. Yeah. So
a lot of your songs, strikes me, are very powerfully performed, but they are tend to be either he done me wrong. He done me wrong. You know, you did me wrong, or I'm never going to see you again, sort of thing.
Very empowering.
But I was struck by the latest, your new single, because it says things like catching my breath, letting it go, turning my cheek for the sake of the show. It implies that there's a downside to being in your position. Is that right? Yeah,
I mean, there's a downside to y'all's job. You know, there's a downside to everyone's job, and you know, this one it's just under a microscope, so it's a little more intense, maybe. But well, not than yours. You're on TV as well, but it's just I don't know. I think the whole point of it was, you know, there's a lot of things that you do not have control over, and as any 20-year-old, like, you know, all my 20s were the past decade, and I think it's just learning in your 20s to like let go of I can't control everything. It's not in my power. I'm just going to enjoy the things that are great and maybe skip out on those and not even worry about it. So it's more of like just an understanding, I guess, and getting a little bit wiser about the industry, of the things that you can control and not control. So, yeah.
Taking you back 10 years, what would you have been like before American Idol? Who was Kelly Clarkson before the break?
I'm like completely the same. No, that's what people will say, like, that I run into from Idol, because the crew kind of works all the award shows over there, so we always see each other.
Right.
And you know, everybody's always like, "Oh my God, you're so funny!" Like, I still show up in curlers, like when they make a on, and like slippers, looking like a hot mess, like for like rehearsals, and like, you know, usually all the girls are done up and da da da. I'm like, it's rehearsals. I'm like, into my head, I'm like, I'm going to do that for the show, you know.
That's perfectly
I'm the same
acceptable.
girl, so yeah.
Good. Lots of questions from your fans this morning. We've only got time for one or two.
Yeah.
Broadway. Oliver says, have you ever been approached to do Broadway?
Yes, and I love it, and I'm very interested in it. It's a timing thing. I don't want to be one of the people that, which is cool, like, that people go in and out of shows that are already existing. I'd really like to do something from the ground up.
Does that imply that you'd like to develop your talent, move on from being a pop star?
Not necessarily move on, no, just like it's another color of my personality. I grew up doing musical theater and operas, and it's just another side of me that people might not know. And ever since I saw Les Mis as a kid and Phantom of the Opera, I was like, oh, I'm going to do something like that one day. So.
And you're going to sing for us this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
What are you doing?
We're doing Catch My Breath. That's the leading single from the Greatest Hits. Yeah.
Excellent. We look forward to that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks very much. And as Kelly mentioned, Greatest Hits Chapter 1.
Yes, there's more to
Chapter
come.
1.
Yeah.
No, thanks very much.
Thank you.
So